Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to Anno 1800, episode 11. So, the last episode, we managed to get a footing on one of the islands that will be the launch pad into the new world. We were also looking at taking over this smaller island, which will assist in the Empire's
Still no
protection
reporting?
per se, and will also add to the income value of our trading in between the islands. So that is one of the goals of this episode. Potentially this episode too, we might encounter the new world depending on how long the expedition takes. So this will be interesting for all of us. So I just also noticed that there's a ruin here. Interesting. Okay, so I guess I didn't take that. But besides that fact, we're doing pretty good. I mean, the income level per minute is still a little low. It's 1,071, which isn't the greatest, but it's not the worst. So we could definitely work a way around it. We also need to get rid of some of this wood by the looks of it. So hopefully this boat
Stations.
gets over here as soon as possible. I don't know why it's taking so long, but with time it'll come. All right, so I think I might end up building at least one more. I think it should be okay. And eventually we're also going to need one of these larger ships to trade with. I think these are trading boats. No,
Her
they're not.
Majesty rarely needs guidance. A little here and there.
No. So these are actually, in fact, the ships to go to war with, or battleships, if you want to say. So the ship that we're looking for is the larger trading vessel here. So that's one of the goals that we're eventually going to need is these type of boats to go to the new world, just because the expeditions or the track from the new world into the old world is a little long, depending on how you look at it.
Ships don't really interest
So it looks
me.
like we're getting a lot of trading here. So I might...
Admiral!
Oh,
Admiral!
so knock on wood, but as I was saying about the new world. All right, so it looks like something's going on here. So the Iron Dragon cornered by a fearsome Fissorian vessel. So this is actually the masked man's army by the looks of it. Your expedition has reached South America at last. So okay, straight one shot we got there, and the crew are looking forward to some well-earned rest. Night has fallen and your ship is already in the tranquil bay when the lookout screams behind us. There, looming in the darkness, gleams a dragon of iron, its nostrils livid with fire. It's the vessel that killed Mr. Good. So this is the exact vessel that apparently, I guess, don't know if it's this vessel or a similar vessel that killed the father, but this one must be twice as large. We are at their mercy, however, the bay is hidden from the bright gaze of the moon, and it's possible the dragon has not yet spotted you. If you choose to show yourself, you cannot expect to be a match for the dragon, only to somehow hinder it long enough to flee. All right, take advantage of darkness and try to sneak by or fight your way out. So, bonus success chance 3%. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna
Help us!
run
Admiral!
away. They are not discreet enough. Some fool still has their lantern lit. You give away your position. How horrible. Some guy always has to have his light on. The Iron Dragon suddenly changes course. Its mouth yawns wide above your little boat, and from it the first plume of fire melts the men at the taffrail. The two hulls are close enough for boarding, but there are just too many of the rogues. You can try to target the flaming cannon or attempt to outrun them before the dragon's breath replenishes once more. Alright, so aim to disable the dreaded cannon. Try to outrun them while they rearm. Let's try to run away. The navigators swing the ship into and the ship evades the Iron Dragon just in time, so we got away. And as your crew pass, they can see the gnarled and hateful iron at the bows and boards. The army of the mocking masks and the fire pit of a mouth that could easily have been their end. The expedition may be free to find Sarmento now, but it is worrying that the Saurians always seem to be one step ahead and are possessed of such a fearful machinery. Your crew set up camp in a secluded inlet further up the coast, hopeful it will keep you well hidden. All right, so we still have 87% of the morale, and I guess you want to say health, so we can provide extra rations and continue straight up, return home. So obviously we're gonna give them the rations. All right, so it sounds like we are very close. So we have a couple options here. I was thinking of increasing the size of the harbor here. So we have a depot, we have harbor master's office. which is what I'm looking for here, is pier provides additional space for ships to load and unload goods. How much does this cost? 50, which is pretty good, but the problem here is we need windows manufacturing, so I think that's what we are going to work on. Definitely we are heading into a zone now where we have a lot of ships, so we're going to need to give them some space to reload elsewhere. So I think what we're going to do is potentially increase into this zone. We do already have a fire marshal here, or fire station, so let's go and increase the road here. Let's get another warehouse so that at least, you know, it's not technically separated, but it's very close, so they shouldn't be sending things to each other, but this guy can help, so it's always good. All right, so we need to manufacture the windows. So what do we need here? We're going to need sand mine, or a sand mine. We're going to need glass makers, and obviously the window makers. So let's first get the sand mine going. Now the real question is, where am I going to do that? Probably beside the ship harbor. I think it's a okay area for now. You can always play around with everything afterwards. So this looks like it's a good spot. Now we need to make the production for the
Ship
glass.
constructed.
Oh, looks like that boat is ready. So now we got the glass being made, which is exactly what we need. And let's see, we have enough to get the window makers production here for the facility. So let's build a road around. So these are pretty interesting. So I guess they take on the sand or the separated silicon or whatever you want to say. I think it's just normal sand, obviously the glass from the sand. And then it goes in, they heat it up, and then, you know, at some point, it would have been nice to see like the glass somewhere, like maybe a larger area, and then you see all the glass stacked on pallets, or like see the inside of the warehouse. And in this, you
Hope
can't
it's
even really
not
see the
ruined
windows,
today.
but you can see at least the. Oh no, you can. You can. Okay, that's a pretty neat addition to the production facility here. I like it. Windows Factory. It's a pretty simple name, obviously. Glass Inc. What does that say? Since 1809. All right, so now that this is prepared and
What
going
does it
well,
mean?
okay, I don't know why she's mad. Anyways, missing quartz sand. So quartz sand, 150. Obviously, that's how much it can hold. So this is 100,
Always
and this is
harder with someone else.
200 per minute. I don't know if the warehouse. Well, it's not having trouble.
New
Is this one
orders.
empty? Yes. So let's bring this guy over here. Okay, this guy is also.
Coordinates plotted.
So let's take some of the wood and distribute it
On our way.
to the necessary areas. So the church we can build. Perfect. So now these guys have a church. Let's upgrade. Can we upgrade?
Sweet as honey.
We can. Okay, so let's upgrade some more of these farmers. I gotta make sure.
You reach a new milestone.
Okay, I think that's enough. And we went to a port town now, which is perfect. Alright, so that boat is gonna come and send us off the wood that is needed. These guys are good to go as well.
Shake
To
your
expand them
booty
a
out
little
of
bit.
Ariane's waters, or she'll blow a hole in your mizzen.
Anna Harlow. So it looks like we have found the queen
Ship under attack.
pirate here. Well, why are they attacked?
Stations.
Why is she attacking my boat?
Coordinates plotted.
Oh, okay, I guess I'm going to lose. Nope. Yep, just run.
Adjust the sail.
I hope we don't lose the ship. That's the last thing I want, but... Oh,
These
no, she's got
men
some
will be
large
off to
ships.
die.
Yeah, no, there goes our ship. Alright,
A
we're gonna
ship
need another one.
is destroyed.
Alright, so eventually at some point we're gonna need some boats. So we can definitely buy these two. If we really need to. 20,000 credits each, which isn't... It's not crazy, but...
New orders.
Okay, let's go and take over that other island. At least we're not close to the pirate
On our
queen,
way.
if that's what you want to call her. Okay, so we're definitely going to need our iron, or steel beams here, not our iron. So steel beams, let's give at least 8. I don't want to push it. Okay, and now we can send them an infinite amount of wood. Quite honestly,
for
that's not a big
assignment.
deal. They're also very far away. Okay, so they have 35 to begin with. Okay, so this should be more than enough space. I'm gonna start a very basic layout. And now we can just put the market right here. Okay. And let's also get a pub. That way our citizens can begin their happiness, obviously. After a long days of work, a bit of socialization. That's what they're looking to do. Alright, so now we're just gonna wait on that ship to bring our necessary
New orders.
wood. I might take some of it from here. Okay, send this guy. This guy has to go over here. Okay, so he's coming right on time. Yeah, I'm
Steersman.
probably gonna build it in this corner. Okay, now I'm gonna
Stations.
take at least 10 of the wood.
Now you've got more islands than me.
Aye.
Okay, let's send this guy over here. So
On smuggling your way
obviously
in.
Carl Leonard here is not happy. Okay, let's begin the colony on this new island. I'm just gonna put one straight road here. And then how do I want to do this? Okay, so I think I want to put the market here. And then I want to build a road straight. We'll connect something words over here afterwards. Okay, and I am...
Ship constructed.
Okay, so we got our boat back. Considering we lost it because these horrible pirates came after us. Alright, so at least we got a colony started on this island too.
New orders.
I'm debating on adding a lumber facility here, considering it's kind of far.
Adjust the sail.
So this guy can be sent back. How much lumber are we creating exactly? Probably a good idea to build at least one. I'm going to build one for one. So let's go and do that. We don't need that much space on this island. Okay, now we can add the warehouse. And then that should be more than enough. Let's add a road extended. So at least, so the idea behind this, at least for me, is that considering this is going to be a very important island that's going to be needed to be defended quite well, we're going to need a lot of wood. So, you know, the amount of time that it's going to take me to bring that back and forth is going to be a considerable amount. So at least these guys are independent and they have their own wood. That way we can continue building on this island. It's quite large, and then we shouldn't have an issue going forward. So we will be producing ships soon, though we're actually in a deficit of 54, which is not good. I think we're going to need to upgrade more Fissorians, Artesians, sorry. The Fissorians are the evil ones. Alright, so let's upgrade them. So who is it that needs the education, I
Is
believe?
it wrong to want more?
Yeah, so let's continue to upgrade at least the ones that are close for now. And then this should boost the income quite a bit. And then I'm just going to continue upgrading. Okay, and then if we need to build some more production that's related to each of these two tiers, the workers and the artisans here will do so. So everything seems to be going accordingly well. These guys seem to also be building out the necessary materials that we're going to need. So let me see, do we have enough glassware? I don't think I'm going to be building that part of the harbor just yet. I mean, though it's negative 50 per minute. So I wonder how close we are to getting to the new world as well. We shouldn't be too far. I'm wondering, eventually I'm going to have to start spreading these guys out. So I might build another warehouse here and then put these guys somewhere on that side of the land. So let's see. So these guys now just need canned food and sewing machines. So now I can't do that on this island. Okay, wait. We'll see who we need. Okay, so we need farmers for this. These are farmers. These are artisans. So this we can build back at our main island. This we can also build back. And then we need an iron mine. Now this is coal. Okay, so we do have 2 iron here veins. Yeah, so that's definitely going to be built here. So what we can do is build the red pepper farm. How much does this cost? 100. This also costs 50. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I'm just trying to be considerate of space and what direction I'm going to be building into. So we're going to be building here. So yeah, you know what? We can build over here. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know how much space we're looking at, but let's do this. Okay, let's add a warehouse here now. Okay, and then we'll build around. Okay, so now let's see what we can do here. So I don't know how much
Sweet
space,
what I love.
108. Okay. Okay, so it's not too much space. I don't think I'm gonna need two. Alright, so now that we have the cattle farm, I'm gonna have to build the ranches. Okay, so this guy can definitely go here, this guy can go here. Okay, so it's 4. So this is the only thing that might take up a lot of space. Going to build a road across. Okay, is there any extensions? What is this? Adjust working conditions? No, so I think that's at a different point. Okay, and now the iron mine. Okay, so I think the iron mine we can use back on the main island here. So I don't know how much. So let's go take a look at our production. Okay, where's the iron here? Okay, so we're definitely producing more than we need. So now, depending on where this is going to be built, we have 2 factories. How much demand? So I think these guys can deal with it. Okay, so we'll put that there. So this is the thing, we're going to need 8 more of the iron beams. Okay, so we basically have everything prepped. I'm just going to build the roads around this. And then we'll basically have a showcase for each of these buildings, I guess. I'll probably move them somewhere else. All right. Maybe I can take some inspiration from the AIs and see how they are doing theirs. All right, so it looks like... I wonder where their stuff is. So this is... Well, I mean, I guess they're mixing farm and industry here together.
Ever seen a fine?
What is this? This is the kitchen. This is the hunting cabin. Fur dealer. So no, I guess they generally have everything basically together. I don't see... Oh, this is also their iron mines. I don't see anything else. Okay, let me check their other islands here. Yeah, I don't also see the farm, so they must have a island somewhere else with this. Oh, no, we can't take that one. There is a smaller island here. Okay, how much wood do we still have? So we have no wood available. So let's send...
We assist however we may.
Okay, now let's send them 50... Oop. Let's send them the 50 wood. That is
Ready for
necessary, and they can keep that. And then these guys should have enough now. How much wood do they have? 16. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we need. We don't need more or less than that. Okay, and then we can just add on to whatever's left. Nope, we cannot extend into that area. Okay, this is good. Right, so everything is going accordingly well. So I wonder how far we are to the new island. It's taking a bit of time. Okay, so let's see. Is this
If your
hops? No, this
father
is
had-
potatoes. I wonder if this guy has everything. This is the hops. Let's see some of the other ones. So everything else, by the looks of it, is separate. So I'm kind of wondering if I should do the same and separate this, but I don't think it's necessary. Okay, this where you need more windows and iron beams. Okay, so let me change the direction of this. Nope, I don't like how that looks. That looks fine. Oh, it is that. So you basically can see, I guess, the racks of beef. That's kind of cool. So I guess it's just a waiting game at this point.
Stations.
How much does the harbor cost? Or the pier? Provides additional space for ships. So it's 40 windows. That's insane. That's crazy. But we are eventually going to need that. Okay, so let's continue expanding this island. The good thing too is I think we're stacking the cannons needed. Yes, we're stacking lots of cannons. So this is going to be perfect. So this is going to help in the defense of the island. So eventually these guys are going to decide to attack. They're not going to like the fact that I am growing into a potential risk. Okay, so we're going to put this in the middle. This will go straight forward. And then we'll just build downwards. This should be more than enough. Alright, so I think, let's see the deficit here. So -20. So let's give them a fishery. I think these people deserve some fish. Okay, so now they have everything that is required. We can also sell some more bricks here. And then I think at that point we are going to need a lot of the bricks on this island. So how much is this all going to cost? We're going to need a lot of workers.
Happy as a pig
So
in muck.
fish, happiness. So let's build a pub for these people too. So let me move. Okay, so then we can move some of these.
You reached a new milestone.
Perfect. It is now considered a village. Beautiful. So I think, you know what, I'm going to leave that for decorations. Okay, so now that this is
right
all
here, I suppose?
prepped, let's get a sheep farm. Why can I not build this? I don't have enough wood. Okay, let's also build a framework. Framework knitters, that's the exact name.
New orders.
Okay, let's get some wood, send it off. So the good thing is upgrading all of this definitely increased the amount of money we are able to make. So I want to continue building around our current infrastructure. Okay, so this is definitely boosting
Aye.
the economy, which is what I need. Okay, let's send 50 more wood over. Let's see how this island is doing.
A fire broke out.
Oh, okay. So these guys definitely need a firehouse. Add this. These guys also don't have a pub. These guys are going to need some wood too. So I got to send that. Okay, this is going to take some time, but we'll come back to that. I should probably consider getting a fire station over here too, which is only 25. So quite honestly, go ahead and add that. You know, just to be safe. Yeah, I think that's a perfect spot. That way it's near everything. Alright, so let's give these people a fishery. They definitely deserve some fresh fish, considering they are near the ocean side. And they too will need work clothes. Move these guys over, extend the road.
You reached a new milestone.
Hey, wow. I mean... Okay, I don't know why I decided to do that. Whoops. Okay. Now we can start building the work clothes. Let me take a look. We can indeed. So they have fish, they have their work clothes.
It's ready to go.
Oh, so it looks like we got a newsletter or newspaper. Oh, relations sour. Diplomatic relations with Anna Harlow have deteriorated recently. Stay disgruntled ambassadors as consequences of innate differences between us. We hope importance of maintaining good relations with neighbors is not being overlooked. Alright, so I guess it does not matter that these guys have a riot chance of 25% because we have a riot chance of -50. So we'll have a positive riot chance of -25. The Promised Land. Settlers arrive in numbers to Korozova. Its illustratus doors opening to reveal a shimmering utopia. Of course, if they lived here, they know not to expect that, but still, growth is
The
good.
fire has been vanquished.
All right, so we can definitely publish this. Share and share alike. A rival has bought shares in another business. A prestige move for them. United Blade. Our economic expert writes of the inevitable repercussions in the small world of finance. So someone bought someone. So let's publish that. So was that any of our islands? No, I don't see anything. So it must have been someone else. All right, so I think I am going to end the episode off here, guys. We did quite a bit, so we'll potentially in episode, I believe it's 12, we'll figure out who or where exactly we're going to be going and starting in the new world. We're going to be figuring out the boss of the masked man and his group of people with their fire ships. So we did quite well this episode. We managed to grow the economy a little bit. So I think our main focus for episode 12 is to grow the economy higher than 1000. So I think that's going to require us to upgrade a lot. So yeah, so that's everything for this episode, and I'll catch you guys then.